talking to that kind of people, you're wasting your time. You gotta know and spend your time on people who think and know that they have a problem and that you have a solution. I combined faith and sales. Now, one of my visitors today asked me, said, Romy, can you really combine like faith, spirituality, and business, And I said, yeah, there is no really division between in our life. Business, spirituality, God, they're all one, And it became clear to me, okay, that in us, human being, there's an inner game, okay, inside us that's happening that becomes the foundation of the outer game. The outer game is what happens out in our life, like our health, physical health, our social life, our business life, our financial condition, our community, like our role. All these things is one. But then, if the inner game is not clear and kind of messed up, the outer life is just a reflection of the inner one. Okay? And then again, I trace it back to what happened to me when I was younger, when I started following Jesus Christ. For instance, business-wise, I would say I could learn everything about salesmanship through Jesus Christ. Like he started with recruiting his 12 downlines, Those 12 are now 2 billion people all over the world. Don't you think there's something we can learn from that, He's got his key people. Out of the 12, he's got these 3 who is the closest to him. It's like say in our business, you need 2 that will build, to start going up in rank. Like you're a 6A, you become a 6A2, that's 2, that's 3, but you need 2 strong ones. I mean, Jesus Christ had these 3 closest to him, and then he has the 7, and that makes the 12. Okay, and those 12 became his disciples. Now the disciples have to know. That's why it's called disciples. They're students, and they were taught to become a duplicate of himself. So all the power that Jesus had, his disciples had. And it continued on until today. I really believe there are disciples and apostles of Jesus Christ here today, still present, all over the world. It's still building, it's still selling. Now, say the word sales. We're salespeople. What is sales really? Okay, this is the business, I would say, side of it. Sometimes we call ourselves salespeople, and what do you really sell? If you ask yourself, what do you really sell? And we normally would say, oh, I'm selling a product that makes people healthy. Okay, or I'm selling a business opportunity that helps people earn extra money. The reality is, every salesman, what you are selling, what I am selling, is a solution to somebody's problem. That's what we sell. That's what makes us a good salesperson. Because every human being have a problem. And we as a salesman, we have the solution to their problem. So in our case, maybe their problem is their health, and maybe their problem is they need some money. And we have the solution, and that's what we sell. So if it's not clear to you what you're trying to sell, you might miss something in the process. For instance, why is it that a lot of people we talk to say they don't buy? And the reason why is they don't think they have a problem with health, or even if they have a problem with health, they don't care about it. So they're not going to buy your machine or your water, whatever you're selling to help. Sometimes you ask our question like, why is it so hard to like convince my friends and my relatives and the people I talk to? I know they need this thing, you know. They have a problem with their health. I know they need this thing because they had the problem with money, and I have the solution. The thing is, they don't think they have a problem, or even if they have a problem, they don't care. So if you're talking to that kind of people, you're wasting your time. You gotta know and spend your time on people who think and know that they have a problem and that you have a solution. Once you realize that they don't think they have a problem, I would say I just stop, you know, because I don't want to waste my time. I'm gonna spend my time on the right people who. That's why sometimes there are people that you have told them so much, you gave your pitch, and they're still not buying. And then there are some people that you have just said a few things, and then they buy. Like sometimes you're shocked. I mean, I haven't said much, and they're buying already. Okay. And for instance, Jesus had that in his teaching. It's called the parable of the sower. You know, in the parable of the sower, you're like a farmer. You throw the seeds. You throw the seeds. Some seeds falls on the rocks, and the seeds that fall on the rocks, they won't grow. Okay, some seed falls on the ground. So the ones that falls on the rock, they are your customers who, no matter what you say, they're not gonna buy. So I would say you're wasting your time if you're talking to them too much. You know, they're rocks. Their head is rocks. Nothing's gonna enter their head. Now there are customers where some of the things you say went through. Okay, in Jesus' parable, these are the soil, but then there are weeds around them. So what you told them, they accepted. It grew a little, you know, and then that growth becomes is messed up or thwarted or like overpowered by the weeds around it, and then disappears. So these are the people you try to sell something, and then later they go to the internet, for instance, and say, oh no, it's a scam, or it's not real, or it's too expensive, or there are cheaper ones, you know. So you lost, or they lost what you just told them. And then the ones that really purchase your product are those people. They're called the good soil. The good soil. Because you say something, it penetrates them, and this thing is called call to action, you know, in the selling process. And they respond and they buy. Because they are good soil. They understood it's good for their health. They understood that they can make a business out of it. And so our role really is not trying to convince the rock, you know, or the bad soil. Our role is you try to find the good soil. So if you can just spend your time